Yo, what's good, people? Today I'm going to be doing a anti-Master Raven guide, and actually I've done a lot of guides like how to play Raven, Master Raven 101 and other guides, but I've actually never done an anti-Raven guide like specifically. And a lot of people ask me, how do I deal with Raven? How do I deal with Raven? I do tell them like little things and pieces, but just because Raven's such a complex character, both in neutral, her back turn, her mind games, she's got a lot that you need to you need to be aware of. So I'm actually going to break down this video into sections. So one, I've got neutral, so I'm going to break down how you approach Master Raven in the neutral. I'm going to break down back turn, so I'm going to not, because she has so many moves in back turn, but a lot of moves Ravens don't use, and a lot of lower to intermediate level Ravens they don't use. And as I said, Raven is such a mind game character that she can just whip out any move in any situation. But I'm gonna go over like mainly the flow charts and how you can generally approach the character in back turn. Then I've got her other stance, which is Haze. How to deal with Haze, how to deal with Haze transitions as well. So like 1-2 Haze, Q-Sif 1 Haze, how to deal with that. And then I've got strings. So some people think that Master Raven is quite cheesy because of strings and stuff. So I will be going over how to deal with certain strings and how to avoid mix-ups, I guess, because some of her strings aren't even mix-up. You can just down jab, or you can just backdash a particular option. And yeah, so I'm going to get straight into it with neutral. So her main, I would say she's got like 4 main pokes in neutral. So that's down back 2, that's down forward 1, which both track opposite ways. So down forward 1, you have to step right, and then down forward 1, you have to step left. Down back 2, step right, down forward 1, step left. Then she has forward 2 and forward 2 3. And then she has 3 and 3 3. These are both the same frames and on hit and block. So there's no difference in what you should be doing if she throws out these moves. Obviously she's got the string, but I will be covering that string in the string section of the video, which will be probably the last section of the video, but I'll timestamp everything for you so you can just skip to whatever relevant section you need. Okay, so down back 2, actually let's just do jab, down back 2, and then I'm gonna do jab after every move. So even if I minus, I will show you how to deal with it, and I'll show you how to deal with certain things like stuff on hit as well. So it's good practicing stuff on block, but what about if you get hit by like a 4-1 and now you're in a back turn mix? What should you do? So I'll be covering those situations as well. So that's forward 2, and then we've got 3 3 as well. So I'll break these moves down one by one and show you how to deal with them. So down back 2. It has really good tracking. So that's why people say that Raven's got really good tracking. And Kazumi has good movement too. So it's not like I have a crappy movement character, but you know. So this is how you deal with it. And obviously she is plus at this situation, so it might make stepping the move a little bit more tricky, just purely because she's +1 in this situation. So you have to step this move right, and it's easy if you kind of read they're gonna do it, like especially at the start of the round. A lot of Ravens like to do down back 2, just because the down back 2 situation is quite in Raven's favor, I would say, unless you have a generic down 4. And I'll show you how to kind of like option select, and other characters have stuff like an I-12 mid, which is really good for this situation. So now we have down forward 1, and you step this left. You can't step this right at all, it just fully tracks. So in this regard, it's a mix of step these 2 pokes, which is also why it makes Raven have such good tracking, because if I try to step down back 2 to the left, it's going to be really tricky. So it's really, yeah, you really can't even, unless you have a movement character like, I don't know, Negan, Dragonov, you know, you're not going to step this step in left. So then we have, I think, for 2, oh, we do jab 4-2, jab 4-2. So you step this to the right, and any little sidestep movement will make this whiff. It's really weak to stepping right. So yeah, this move is weak to stepping right. And then she also has forward 2-3, which is -10. So you need to make sure that you punish this. Oh, let me put the frames on. Yeah, so it's -10, so you need to make sure that you always punish this and don't let the Raven get away with spamming the string. Yeah, -10. So yeah, and why this is a problem sometimes is because you can do Q charge. So this guarantees extra damage. So back 3 or down back 4. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend challenging the string, challenging forward 2. I'd just wait, because she's also -10 here as well. So this by itself is -10, but I wouldn't recommend trying to punish this, because she has the 4-2-3, and she can also delay it a little bit. So, you know, there is that option too. So you have to step this move right, and as you saw, any small side step to the right makes this whiff. And then we have 3-3. So I'm gonna jab 3-3. So this move, you step to the left, and the second hit is a high. So, but the catch with this one is the second hit tracks a lot. So if you sidestep the first hit and keep walking, it's gonna hit you. It always hits you. So you have to step duck, or you can even interrupt if you're quite sharp. So yeah. Oh wait. And I chose Kazumi for this because she purely just because she has a generic down one, and I know that you know, she's just a solid character. I guess she's not top tier. She's not like, she doesn't have these amazing options versus Raven, and I think she's just quite a generic character. So that's why I picked her. I thought she was like the best at representing the whole cast on kind of like a surface level. So she has a good down forward one, you know, regular jabs. She has good jabs. She has pretty decent movement for a female. It's not like, you know, Lily side step or Kuni backdash or Zafina side step and backdash. She's just got, you know, pretty average movement for a female. So that's why I picked her, as I said, to represent the whole cast. Even some male characters like Miguel, Noctis, Negan, Drag, they all have really good movement. So it also depends on your character and what they have, and you know, you really do need to, I'm not going to go through the whole cast and start saying what each character can do, but that's why I chose Kazumi, you know, just on a surface level. So those are how to like deal with some of her neutral tools. I've got some other stuff in neutral. So I'm going to talk about how to deal with forward 4, because this is a move that a lot of Ravens, especially at like this range where, you know, she has good space control as well. So she can literally just come in, throw this out. And this is really good at the wall because it wall splats. And this is also -10, but it has pushback sometimes. Not often, but sometimes it does have pushback. You can kind of like space it to where the jabs will whiff. And obviously if the Raven knows the space, and they're gonna duck and launch your retaliation. So yeah, so this is just and it's really hard to step as well. It's pretty, yeah, you know, it has good tracking. So you need to punish this. This doesn't have a follow-up. So you must punish this always, and it can be difficult online, but if you just get used to the animation, you know, it's not really too difficult. So yeah, that's just forward 4, and then we've got up forward 4. So up forward 4 is really hard to whiff punish. It is doable. Obviously, I know when she's gonna do it. So it's not, I can't just be like, okay, look, I'm whiff punish it in training mode. Look, you can whiff punish it, because that's not how it really works in Tekken. So I know that like, in a real game, when you're not really thinking about forward 4, it's kind of hard to whiff punish. But what I would say about this, what I would say about this string is she has certain flow charts. So she has the upward 4 grabs. That's a given. That's like one of her classic flow charts. And then she's got upward 4-4, which is launch on block as well. There's some characters that obviously they have a terrible range I-15 punish. It's probably not going to punish it, like Kazumi's. So you have to settle for like down forward 1-2 as a punish, because this is not I-15. So, you know, there's some characters that can't launch it, but like there's with Raven, she has an I-16 launcher, and there's some stuff she can't launch. So it's just something you have to work around. It's not really the end of the world if you can't launch a forward 4-4. But in terms of like her throwing it out in neutral, I would just say just wait for the string to end, I guess. I know that like it's an annoying thing where, you know, you can't really do much about the move. It is one of like Raven's most stupid whiff recovery moves. It's got pretty much no whiff recovery, so you know it can be difficult to punish. And then she has up forward 4-4 back, which also transitions her to back turn. So obviously if you're worried about the up forward 4-4, you know, it is going to be difficult to start because but this is minus. So I'll literally do her fastest move from back turn, which is I8. So let's do this. So it's even a punish. She can't do anything. Yeah, so she can't really do much. If you respect it, then she can start going for stuff like up forward 4-4, back turn grabs. Yeah, so it also just depends on like what you like, how the Raven player is using up forward 4. If they're using it for keep out, then chances are they're not going to start using it for mix-ups because they're using it for keep out. Only smart Ravens will start using it for keep out and for mix-ups because they recognize that you're going to respect up forward 4, and then they can start going for like mix-ups and stuff. But as I said, lower level to intermediate players, they're not going to start using up forward 4 to mix you up and from back turn. I just don't see it myself personally. They usually tend to do up forward 4 or up forward 4-4, which is launch for most characters. Obviously some characters like Kazumi can't launch it, and then up forward 4 grabs or up forward 4 duck while standing 2. Stuff like this, flow charts. If you just, you know, if you keep patient and wait for them to kill themselves, this is not really going to be a problem for you. So this is how to deal with up forward 4 in my opinion. And because I played a lot of Raven mirrors, I just kind of, what I do as well is just be patient with that string, because I know that if I am patient, I can get a big reward for being patient, i.e. launching. So that's up forward 4. Now I have some of her like flow charty moves, so a 3-4. So yeah, so this is the one that transitioned her to back turn, and this is -9 on block. So what this leaves, the thing is, -9 on block in back turn is a difficult situation for a player to deal with. They don't know what to do, because she can just do this right there. So she has parries that start up in one frame, so that's why she's able to parry a jab at -9, and she can also do an escape parry, but the escape parry is also, I'll show you how to deal with it. It's just a generic low, because she can't do anything at this point. And why you can't do a crouch jab is because it crushes crouch jabs. So the best thing to do is a generic low. Just spam generic low, and there's literally nothing she can do about that. So if you ever see Raven back turn, well, she can do this from back turn as well, or neutral. Always just do a generic low. If you see her fall from the sky, do a generic low, because you know, if she's in back turn. So I'll show you the flow charts that she can do it from. So she can do it from Haze 4. She's in the same situation, so she's -9. She can do it from obviously 3-4. She's in back turn. And also this as well, she's in back turn. So anytime she's in back turn, which is -9, you can do a generic low. And I'll show you what happens all together for this sequence. So I'll try to mash something like while standing 2, or even while standing 4. So, and then I'm gonna mash, oh wait, I mashed down 4. So I'm gonna mash 4 because she recovers crouch. So, and this is how to deal with it. Oh wait, generic low. And yeah, see, she can't do anything. So having a generic low is really good in this matchup, because it can beat a lot of things. Lows beat power crushes, lows beat high moves. So the only way she can really make you think about using a generic low is if she starts doing stuff like this. And really, Ravens don't do that. It is an option. So I guess smart Ravens will start recognizing that you're doing a generic low, and then start trying to go for like riskier options. But generally, this is, and see, I don't even think she had time to do that low crush option. So because she's -9. Let me try and mash it. I'm gonna mash it, see if it works. So this is the quickest I can do it. Yeah, so she can't even do that. So she can't even do her low crush option. So generic low is really important in this matchup. Maybe if I do this. Yeah, so slower lows, but generic lows are really good. So let me see on my list. So what have I got? I've got QCF1 options and QCF1 Haze and while standing 2. So I'm gonna cover while standing 2 first because this is like the easiest one to cover. So if she does this, which is a classic flow chart for Raven players, while standing 2 to while standing 2, because while standing 2 is -8, she can duck. So if you start doing high attacks, she can just duck and potentially counter launch your retaliation. So what you do in this situation is just a mid. Just do a mid. Just do a down forward 1 check. Literally, that's all you need to do. And I know it sounds like really simple, but people overcomplicate this situation way too much. And she has this as well. So you can block this. And as I said, when she's in back turn, do a generic low, because the situation is still the same. Obviously hold back. You can't neutral guard this. So hold back. And some moves can either, obviously it depends on what move you are choosing to do. Because let's say, for example, I choose a move with slower recovery, like down for 3. I'm going to get, oh, I guess not. So, I guess not. But like some moves have greater recovery like this. So back 4, and I can't block it. So that's why you need to do just a normal down forward 1 check, down forward 4 check. Yeah, even generic low, but obviously she can low parry from this, so it's not like the best option is just to do a mid. And also with Haze 4 and any move from Haze that she's in the air, literally any micro side step movement will make the move whiff. So I've had a lot of people complaining about like Haze 2, which is like the unblockable like sword slam, and they're like, oh my god, the range. But like literally any side micro movement will make the move whiff. So and you can also jab it out the air, so it's not really that deep to deal with, I guess, like when you freeze up, because you're respecting all the other options from like whatever flowchart she's doing, like QCF1 Haze and then Haze 2. I guess, you know, you can freeze up, but literally any micro movement will make the move whiff. So I'm gonna do while standing 2 again, Haze 4, so you can see what I mean. So literally, and you can still sidestep even though you parried it, and you can sidestep this both directions, and it's got such bad whiff recovery that you can do you can even do delayed hop kick punish. So jab. Okay, wait. I think I did the parry too slow. But yeah, anyway, so if I do a mid check, you can still, majority of the characters can still even sidestep. But if you don't feel comfortable sidestepping, just force her into that back turn situation and use a low. Because as I said, if she does in back turn, which is -9, if she does escape parry, she ends up behind you. So if you see that, just mash another generic down 4. And so obviously that's your back turn low, but she can't crush that. Even though she's in crouching, she can't crush that, and she can't block it because it has recovery. So yeah, that's how to deal with while standing 2 and that like flow chart, while standing 2, while standing 2. Just don't do high, just do a mid, a simple mid check. And if she does back 2, which is that parry that she goes from the sky, just do a generic low when you block it, because she can't do anything. She can't do any of her low crush options because it's 2-, it's -9, so she can't do it. So yeah, and then I've got the final thing for neutral I've got is quite a tricky one. It's QCF1 and QCF1 Haze and QCF1 2 and stuff like that. So this one is a bit more tricky to deal with because the thing is, this is a counter hit launcher. Both the hits are counter hit launchers. So yeah, these are both counter hit launchers. So you kind of have to respect this a little bit. But in terms of punishment, this is -13. So you obviously make sure that you punish and don't let Ravens get away with it if you do block it. But what about the situations where like she starts doing stuff like QCF1 Haze and QCF1 1-2. So I'll do QCF1 2 and QCF1. I'll delay it a little bit. I'll delay the first one a little bit because you can do that, and that's what catches people pressing, is delaying it. And then I'll do QCF1 Haze. So the options that she has from QCF1 Haze, well, Haze in general. So I'm covering 2 options here. So QCF1 and QCF1 Haze. So she has QCF Haze 1, which is a launcher, minus 14. She has Haze 3, which is like the main thing that people do from Haze, or Haze 4. But as I said, like with that, you can just sidestep a little bit to make that whiff. When you see her do Haze, literally any micro sidestep will make that whiff. So I will show you like what is kind of like the best option in terms of defense to do against this. So let's see. So that's Haze 4, and then we'll do it on this one, the bottom one. So we'll do QCF1 Haze 2, which is that unblockable. So where's this one? Okay, so this is the delayed one. Make sure that you punish this, minus 13. And then she has this, I think these are the Haze options. Yeah. So also with empty Haze, it's quite evasive. It crushes mids. So you can't do a down forward 1 here, which is quite stupid in my opinion. You can't really mid check her here. You can start doing stuff like I don't know, forward 4 and punish her, but like, yeah, in terms of defense, that's not a good option because you can just do other stuff to counter hit you. I think maybe Haze 4 would beat that. So I'm gonna stick to doing generic pokes. Obviously, generic poke whiffing is annoying, but you know, it is what it is. So look, I'm gonna sidestep even a tiny bit, and it just makes it whiff, like both ways. It's really linear, this move is, but I think because people are worried about, like, you know, the low and this move, the like this Haze 4 and the low are like the main things that people do from Haze. So I think is this the, oh no, this and we've got Haze 3 as well. So we do QCF1 Haze 3, Haze 3. Yeah. So the best option here is to sidestep low parry, because look, I sidestepped. I sidestepped, right? Like literally the earliest sidestep will make this whiff. Obviously I crouched into it then, but so sidestep flash low parry. Just hop kick her or just launch her if she whiffs it. So those moves are really linear. Then she has Haze 1, which is also the same situation. It's weak to stepping right, so that's why stepping right and ducking is, because the thing is, I don't like saying, you know, sidestep right duck a certain move, because, or sidestep right duck a certain character, because I think, well, if the player is good enough and they realize my frames, but if the player is good enough, they realize, you know, this player is sidestep ducking me, they're gonna blow you up for it. But in this case, Raven can't really sidestep to realign with you and then start doing moves. It's different in neutral. When I say sidestep, I wouldn't ever say sidestep right duck Raven in neutral, or sidestep left duck Raven in neutral, because it just doesn't work. Like it really just doesn't work. So yeah, but in this case, it's good to sidestep right duck or sidestep right low parry, because this is also -9 on block, which also forces the same situation as Haze 4 and 3 tilde 4 on block. So she's obviously -9 in back turn. And if you end up blocking this, just do a generic low. And then if she does escape parry, do another generic low. So that beats all of our options. Because she's -9, she can't do this, which is her low push option. So yeah, generic lows are really strong in this matchup. So I'm going to record it again. Haze low. So, let's see. And then Haze 1. So this move is weak to stepping right. Look, micro movement, and it whiffs. So it you know, it has tracking to the left, so you can't step this move left. You have to step it right, and you know, it whiffs. That's why I said sidestep right low parry, because even if you sidestep right low parry, you're not going to get hit by the launcher. So Haze 2, so if you think about it, sidestep right low parry is beating Haze 2, it's beating Haze 4. Oh, and what about if they do QCF1 2 then? So wait, which one is it? I think it's this one. It's empty Haze. Let me just record it again. So you have to see Haze, which is like tricky online. So let's say, for example, you don't see Haze. It is quite tricky. Even I can't do it in training modes like sometimes, but it's like you have to be, I guess it's a guess like whether they're gonna do QCF 1-2 and QCF like, because the thing is if she does QCF 1-2, it's fine. So you can like, because this is straight away, you can then react to Haze and then do like other stuff. But if she delays the QCF 1-2, that's where the problem comes. You can't really react to Haze at that point, because it's like, okay, after the QCF 1, which has a bit of recovery, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna do Haze, or is she gonna do the delayed version? So in my opinion, this is also a guess. So this situation is quite messed up. But if you recognize the Raven just keeps doing QCF 1 Haze, then yeah, the options to beat Haze, and even like stuff like 1-2 Haze and stuff like that. So 1-2 Haze, it also applies. Same situation applies. 1-2 Haze, 1-2 Haze 1, and then let's do 1-2 Haze 4 and 1-2 Haze 3. Just to mix up the options a little bit. So 3. I'm gonna put them all at 10 so they yeah. So we're gonna do the low. Okay, let me just record doing the low. That's not even the low. Oh my god. Which is the low? This is the low. Yeah. So side step right low parry is like a good option, because it makes the mid options width, because they're quite linear, and then it obviously you can low parry the low. And why I say low parry is because if obviously if you block the low, so let's say for example you duck, you can only do a generic low. Yeah. And also she can't block this low, even though it's showing her turning back around. She can't actually block this or low parry it. So that's why generic low is so important. Yeah. Another situation I want to cover just before I go on to the next section, which will be strings. I've already covered neutral, Haze. Yeah, so we've got 2 more sections. So we've got Backturn, we've got strings. So one more messed up situation I want to cover is down back 2 on block. Down back 2 1. So it's kind of like, I guess it's a mix up, but yeah, as I said, it's a messed up situation. So you know, she can do this and stay in back turn, or she can do this, which you can yeah, down back 2 1. Yeah, so you can actually duck launch this. It's hard to do Kazumi's launch. Yeah, you have to be really sharp. But yeah, I'll just recommend doing hop kick here, or even like, as I said, it is quite tricky. So I would just do like a, you don't want to let Ravens get away with this, because I think it's -1 on block, so it's not really that bad of a situation for Raven if you block it. But the problem comes with down back 2 on block by itself, because now she's in back turn and you have like different options like down 4. She's got power crush. She's got back turn throws, which is one of the things that people cry about a lot. Raven's back turn throws. But there is one way to beat it that I figured out a while ago. Which is stepping right. So as I said, remember when I said that stepping right, even a micro movement stepping right will make certain Raven moves whiff, because they are linear. So like Haze 4, Haze 2, Haze 1, they're all quite linear. Well, they're weak to stepping right. So that's why I said stepping right, and this is also the case for back turn grabbed as well. So yeah, so look, if I do down back 2 and then a grab, yeah, so if I do this, yeah, you can just step, look, micro step. So if you ever feel like she's in a situation, and this is even the case on hit, so let's show this on hit as well. So at this point as a player, I'm -5 if I get hit by this, and you can still do this on hit as well. So it's not even free. You can step, and remember this is +5, so Also, Raven's Backturn grabs have really bad recovery. So look at that, delay hop kick punish. So make sure if you do end up getting out of that, just make sure that you at least get, it doesn't have to be launched, but just make sure you punish it. So yeah, so that's down back 2 and grabs. So what about if she does like down back 2 low? So or down back 2 power crush. I'll record those because those are the I'm trying to like think about flow charts and what Raven players use. So down 4 power crush. And the thing is, I wouldn't even recommend stepping after down back. I wouldn't recommend moving. I'd recommend either just backdashing or doing a generic low. So if you have a generic low, use it. So it's gonna beat her generic low because she's -4 after down back 2, and it's gonna beat the power crush because it's lows beat power crush, right? So that's how to deal with down back 2 by itself. As I said, she has down back 2-1, which you can't just mash a generic low. Yeah, you can't just mash a generic low because you're gonna get hit. So I guess the situation is quite messed up and you have to kind of guess like what option she's gonna do. So yeah, that's down back 2. What else? I think this is it for this section. So I covered most of the flow charts that Raven does in neutral. Oh, let me show you one more thing. So if your character has an I-12 mid poke, so off the top of my head, Dragunov has one, Claudio has one, Asuka has one, Nina has one. So it's like a generic mid poke, which is I-12. So let's just choose Dragunov for example, and you'll see what I mean. So you don't even have to do a generic low in this situation. You can just do so let's do generic low, let's do grab, and then let's do power crush because those are like the most like flow chart options. Oh, I didn't know how to do it fast enough. Okay, so let's cover the power crush first because I think that's like the situation that a lot of people get stuck in. So if you do a down 4, it makes the power crush whiff. So you can even do stuff like this. Right there. And look at the punish. See, that's 79 damage for doing a power crush. Do you know what I mean? So you can even do like really big brain stuff like this. Like, look at the damage already that she's taking for doing a power crush. That's 92 damage for doing a power crush. And the reason why this option is good as well is because it also beats, it obviously beats grabs, but it beats generic low as well. So because she's, if you look at the frame, so she's -4 after doing down back 2, and generic low from Backturn is actually I-10, so that's 14 frames. You have so look, so it's always gonna counter hit that generic low. So yeah, so look, generic low, downward 4, downward 4. Obviously, if you start ducking because you are scared of the down back 2-1, then you're not going to be able to put this this defense into practice. That's why this situation is messed up, and I'm saying it now. The situation is really messed up for the player defending against it, because if you're worried about down back 2-1, you can't use these option selects. So yeah, so that's neutral done. That is, wow, that's 33 minutes. But this is an anti-Raven guide. It's going to be long, do you know what I mean? Because she has so much stuff that you have to like watch out for and stuff. So I'm going to move on to the next section. Okay, so I'm going to get onto the next section, which is Backturn. I've covered a lot of Backturn already, just like because it falls under other categories as well. So Haze and what to do in after down back 2 and that situation, that comes in neutral. So I'm not gonna cover like what to do after down back 2 again and what to do after like -9 situation again, because I've already covered that. Just do generic low when she's in Backturn at -9. So 3 tilde 4, Haze 4, Haze 3 as well. So those are like some situations where she's forced into a -9 Backturn situation, and your best option is just doing a generic low. Does he have a generic? Yeah. So So is generic low. So yeah, so I'm gonna do these situations on hit. So remember, this is on hit. So on block, if you ever find yourself in a situation where like it's on block like this, it's way easier to implement these options. On hit, with this is +5, it is a bit more tricky, but it's still doable to put this defense into practice. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do 4-1, back turn, back 2, which is an elbow. It high crushes as well at some frames. So it's a really good move. And I think this is -2 on block or -1, I forgot, but it's not really heavily minus on block. So she can start doing other options on block as well. And then she has forward 2. So that's another option that they do as well. And I'll pick Leo, for example. So some characters or some players, they think, okay, cool, I've got a backswing blow. You do 4-1 on block. I don't want to deal with the mix-up, so I'm just going to backswing blow you. The reason why Raven players, well, myself, I do this mid a lot is because it beats a lot of evasive retaliation. So if you do this and I do down back 2 on, well, after getting hit, it's not going to work because it hits it. But if I was to do 4-1 back turn back 2, I'm pretty sure it's gonna lose. Oh wait. Oh. Maybe I'm just slow with it then. Cause I'm pretty sure I've been hit with this before, but I guess not. But this is like better cause this is quite linear. This has tracking. See what I'm saying? This has tracking. This has good tracking. So, you know, it's quite hard to step even on like even me trying to step it now. It's pretty much impossible. You can't. So that's why I use this more. And a lot of people ask me, why do you use back turn forward 2 more than back 2? And to be honest, back turn forward 2 is 1 frame slower, but I take the 1 frame for more tracking because it tracks like pretty much both sides. Obviously this is not the situation on block. Like on block you can so let's say for example I did I don't know, wait. So I did back turn 1 and then this, so I'll do it quicker this time. Yeah, so you can step it right, but a lot of people, they try to step back turn to the left, so that's why I use it a lot. And it just generally has more tracking than back turn back 2. So if we replicate the situation again, back 2, okay. I don't think Leo has good movement. Let's try Kazumi, because I was practicing with Kazumi. As I said, I think Kazumi is like the best representation of each character, but yeah, generally back turn forward 2 has more tracking. That's the only reason I use it. So oh wait, let's do this and then this. Okay, so any micro movement to the left will make this width, whereas forward 2 is not the case. Even this one. So you can step this one, but micro movement will still get you clipped if you are sloppy, I guess, in movement, especially this way. So that's the only reason I use back turn forward 2 over back turn back 2. But anyway, yeah, so you've got those moves from back turn. So I'll do 4-1 again. So it's on hit and it's +5. Back turn back 2, back turn forward 3 as well, which is her fastest mid from back turn. A lot of people use this as well, which is, this one's really linear. This move is super linear. Like you can step this to the left pretty easily. Like look at how far she's going. It's really linear to the left, or I guess weak to the left, because it's not really linear if you can't step it to the right. But yeah, so then she has grabs, which is like the classic flow chart, and also power crusher. Let's just put power crush as well. So my go-to defense against like a backturn situation on hit is step right duck. Oh, step right block. Sorry, don't duck. Step right block. And the reason for this is because you can evade some mids, and you can just like you can evade the mids, some mids. You can evade the backturn grab, and you can block the power crush, because the power crush tracks to that side. You can't step this to the right. It has seriously good tracking on this, even on the left, to be honest. But it is steppable to the left. But let's say I was late in the step. I'm gonna get hit. Or like if I step, okay, let's try on a hit. Yeah, so it's, you know, let's try and block us off. But like, let's say I was late and I stepped, I'm gonna get hit. I have to really commit to the step first. And especially on stuff like down back to power crush, where you try to step and then you get hit. So while this is steppable, yeah, I wouldn't recommend trying to step it like on hit, because it's just not possible. It has tracking. It's one of them moves where like it just depends on what situation you're in, whether it has tracking or not. So yeah, so I'm gonna do, what option is this? Yeah, so look. So step right block. And while you can get hit with generic low, it's like the best case scenario for them to just do a generic low, because it's like the least damaging option from that. And if she starts doing this, you can just react to this. Like, it's not that deep. It's I-25, so yeah, it's naked, isn't it? So it's seeable. So I don't even know what option this was. What option is this? Yeah. So look, you can evade mids. You can even like cleanly evade mids, as I was saying before. Micro movement makes this whiff, and you can also step block in time for back turn forward too as well. Wait there. This one is a bit more tricky because it's I-13, but micro movement will make this whiff. So the grabs whiff. The other options that micro stepping right whiffs is gonna work. So yeah, I think with this, generally I think stepping right blocking is the best. And then what option is? Oh, this is power crush. I think power crush. No. So this is these are the grabs. Where's the power crush? This one. So you can still step block it as well. Obviously, this situation just as a whole is quite ridiculous on hit for Raven, but there are options to like beat certain things she does, especially like some flow charts that she's doing, like power crush. Oh, it was too late. Yeah, and I think online, you know, that's where Raven kind of like, that's where the Raven players, the intermediate to low level Raven players are, their flowcharts are going to work more. They work offline too, but I think online is like an environment where like a lot of defense and option selects and stuff like that, they just don't work. So I would recommend just trying your best to just, I don't know, like I think in an online environment, I wouldn't even try to step right block. I would just backdash. The only thing is, if I'm backdashing, the back turn grabs are a problem, because then I'm gonna just have to guess. So look, this is the 1+2 throw, and then I'm gonna record the 1 throw, and I'm gonna see if I can deal with the situation on hit with backdashing, and I guarantee you I can't, because it's just a guess on hit. See what I mean? So it's just a guess. So see what I mean? I guessed wrong like all the time. It's literally just a guess. So, you know, on hit, online the situation is really ridiculous for Raven. It's quite broken. So, and that's why people start resorting to stuff like backswing blows and stuff, and that's why I do options like 4-1, backturn forward 2 to stop retaliation that way. And then when I realize that the player is not going to go for backswing blow anymore, that's when I can start enforcing my mix-ups. So, but as a Raven player, only smart players are going to start resorting to stuff like backswing blow because they know the matchup and they know the situation after 4-1 on hit is quite ridiculous. So more likely than not, people are not going to start doing backswing blows because they don't. Raven's a matchup where they don't really know it, and that's where this video is going to help people. It is quite lengthy because already I think it's 40 minutes long, but it is going to help you fight Raven. It is going to help you. And I didn't just want to do a punishment guide because everyone can just go in training mode and look at, you know, the frames of certain moves and how to launch. Like, it's, you know, I'm not going to sit here and go through the move list and say, oh, this is this minus, and that's not how labbing really works. Punishment is only one part of like fighting a character. So I think I'm actually done with Backturn now, because as I said, I've covered like all the options, like down back 2, what to do there, what to do after Haze, certain -9 Backturn situations and stuff. So yeah, that's Backturn covered. Okay, and now I'm going to jump into her string. So this is the last section. This shouldn't take too long. So the strings I've got are down back 2-1, 3-3-4, down forward 4-4-3, back 2-2-3, and that mix up. I'll show you how to do with that. 4-1, 4-3, so 4-3, sorry, and down forward 2, and those strings. So this shouldn't take too long to set up. So as I said, you've got down back 2-1. So this is purely the string option. So I've covered how to, you know, deal with what the situation is like on block, which is really in Raven's favor, because you just have to guess. Like, you have to guess between, okay, if you know the player is just going to do down back 2 by itself, then I think it's not that bad of a situation to deal with. But it's just this string that is the problem. It's a problem. Like, it really is a problem. And I'm not just going to sit here and downplay that. So that's down back 2-1. Obviously, just if you do read the string, obviously it's a mid-high, just make sure that at least if you can't launch it because your character has a slow launcher, just at least punish it. Even a while standing 4 is enough. In some situations, sometimes it is enough. So we've got 3-3-4. So this one, you can actually just beat this by doing down jab and the transition, because you can transition into backturn from this. Yeah, generic close beat this, but obviously she can do 3-3 low parry. So I would recommend doing flash duck while standing 4, because you can't do anything in backturn then. So if you literally flash duck, because this doesn't have any active frames, the 4 doesn't. So if you duck it, so I'm gonna do, like, let's say her quickest option out of backturn, which is down 4. So I'll do this just to show you that she can't do anything in backturn. Yeah, she's 2-. Wait there. Yeah, she's 2-. And even if you do a generic low, that's actually a punish. You can't do anything. So yeah, this one is a bit, you know, I think Raven's used this for because what she can do on if she's in rage. So first of all, she can do, okay, let me record it. So she can do forward 4 rage drive, and she can also do 3-3-4 rage drive. Obviously, not the whole thing isn't guaranteed on hit, because yeah, this isn't natural. This is not a natural combo. So if you get hit by the first 2, you can still block it. So I think this only works on counter hit, like the last hit. So if this is on counter hit, this is guaranteed, I think. That's the only situation where, like, the second hit and the third hit is guaranteed. But if the whole string is counter hit, I don't think this is actually a combo. This is not a combo. So yeah, that's 3-3-4. So what about down forward 4-4-3? Okay, so this is a move that this is -15, this is -15. And this is well, this is safe, but it's like you can float it. So the situation is a little messed up for Raven, because let's say for example you wanted to launch this, then she's got this, and if you try to launch the first one, you're going to get hit by that. So what I would say is wait for the down forward 4-4, and then do some characters like Kazumi, they can't punish it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to Claudio, and as I said, it's up to you guys to lab your character specific options for this. I'm not going to go for the whole cast and be like, oh, this is what this character can do, but I know that some characters have option select for this string specifically. So yeah, I'm going to show you. So Claudio has a reliable punish, so I'm going to record down forward 4-4-3, down forward 4-4 by itself, down forward 4-4-3. So this is a string, even I find myself using it as well. Punish, punish. So if she does this, I think you can do dash back 3, I think. Yeah. Yeah, you can start doing stuff like this. See if we can get the combo. Oh, let's do one more. Ooh, yeah. So, you know, some characters have option selects. If we switch back to Kazumi, if she tries to do a hop kick, she's gonna get hit because the hop kick's terrible. But that's just Kazumi, like her hop kick is really bad. It's got really bad range. So if we do that again, let's just down 4-4-3. She's gonna get hit. Yeah, it's really bad. So I don't actually know if Kazumi has an option select for this. Like, stuff makes it whiff. So if you go for a down forward 1 or down forward 1-2 punish, there's nothing Raven can do in this situation. But obviously she gets out scot-free because you can't punish it. So you have to kind of find what punishes this. And I don't know, like for Kazumi, I don't know what she has that can punish this. So yeah, so you just have to kind of like look what your character has. And as I said, characters with like a decent hopkick can actually just option select this. So yeah, what else? Oh, back 2-2 string. So I've got, yeah, back 2-2. So this is actually not a mix up. If you time a backdash after the back 2-2, you can get out of the low. And the mid is launch. The mid is, I think, -19 or something like that. So it's launch. Both options are actually launch. This option is -34 or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the low first. And then I'm going to record the mid. So yeah, this is not, let me turn rage off. Yeah, this is not a mix up. So right there. So if you backdash, it's not a mix-up. See, you can just backdash out of the mix-up. So this is not real. See, I backdashed, but the mid came. So obviously you do have to be ready for the mid. So this is always a punish. So you know, don't let Ravens get away with that. And obviously you have to, it's a time backdash. You can't just mash it. You have to time the backdash. So I'm going to show you. You have to time it. So it is tricky. See what I mean? So sometimes it can be tricky to do, but it is possible. And this has really bad recovery. It's -30, so it's you know. Even that was a punish. So see, just even if you don't even launch her, like you have enough time to like, oh my god, I've blocked that. Run up and punish her. Like it's really minus. And the fact that you can just backdash out of the mix-up, it just makes it not a mix-up anymore. See what I mean? So yeah, that string, it is annoying, but if you find the Raven player, just keep mashing that string. It's definitely not a mix-up. Obviously she can do just back to you by itself, back to you, sorry. You know, but this is a high mid, and it's really delayable. So right there, this might be like one of the most delayable strings in the game. See that? So you can fish for counter hits with this. But as I said, this is purely based on strings. So if she's doing this or this is not a mix-up. You can just backdash. Time the backdash, you can't just mash it. So you have to, obviously you have to practice that. What else? 4-1. So this is a tricky one, because even some of my training partners, they don't duck this, and I don't really throw it out a lot, but you have to duck and launch this. And even if, because sometimes people complain to me about, oh yeah, but like if I duck and launch it, it's backturn. Well, lab the backturn combo. Like I think Kazumi gets a good backturn combo on this. Yeah, so trying to make it be backturn. Why is it not making a backturn? Let me leave it like this. Okay. So wait there. I don't know what her combo is, but okay. So this is guaranteed. This is a combo. So that's 75 damage. See what I'm saying? So, well, I think it was 65, was it? So, I think with the while standing 2, and I don't think she can get out of that. So this is the backturn combo. So this is like that's a spike, so she can't get out of that. So yeah, she can't get out of that. That's 67 damage. Obviously, if you're really sharp, you can even launch it when she's not in backturn, which is more beneficial for you, because you can get you full combo then. So see, this was a punish, and she doesn't even enter backturn because I was too quick. Yeah, this one is too slow, this launcher. But like, let's say for example, you were someone like Raven, or you were someone like, I don't know, a character with a good 15 frame launcher, which I don't know, like pretty much anyone in the game. Like Kazumi's hop kick is not good, even for damage, it's trash. So you know, this is like still a normal combo though. So 50 at 60 damage for ducking it. Don't let her get away with this. You have, like, even if you see 4 by itself, always duck, because she can't do anything after this situation. Because I think she's minus, I want to say -9. So let's see, -8. So she's -8. So she can't really mash after that. So if you see 4, just duck. Always duck it. Always duck. Always duck. If you see Raven's 4, just duck. And obviously it is quick. It's a I-12, so it, you know, it can be difficult to react to, but you can't let Ravens, because the thing is, on block the situation is peak as well, because I think it's like -2 on block or -1 or something. Yeah, so it's not bad for her at all, you know. It's -2. So I'll put it like this. Imagine if, so Kunimitsu has a 4-2, right, and that is that jails, so that move is even more stupid than Raven's 4-1, because you can't duck that. So imagine if that move jailed, that's what the situation would be like. So you have to duck it. You really have to duck it. That's one of the strings that's quite Ravens, they just throw out, so you need to duck it. And then what else? I've got oh, okay, 4 tilde 3. So I think she has 3 options from this. She's got the screw, obviously, which is a combo, and then she's got the low. So the option select for this is just crouch jab, because the thing is, this by itself, 4 tilde 3 is actually -16 on block. So she can't even like flash low parry to low parry or retaliation. She can't. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do, oh wait, I didn't record it. The screw attack. I'm gonna do the mid, and then I'm gonna do the low as well. So Let's forget about the normal attack for now. Punish. Let's see. Punish. Well, it's a counter hit, but yeah. She can't do anything. And then the low as well. Punish. She can't do anything. It's a counter hit. I'm pretty sure generic low even works here as well. But I think, does crouch jab do more damage? No, it doesn't. So do generic low. And then this. This is a punish too, because this is minus 16. So this option really is just not a mix-up. Just crouch jab. That's the option select. This is actually true option select. So don't let Ravens get away with that either. If you want to go for a read or something where you want to punish them for doing this, then I guess, but this has pretty bad recovery as well, so even Kazumi can launch this with no problems. But yeah, generally don't let her get away with doing this string. I don't think this is like a string that Ravens mash anyway, but if you do see that string, always just mash crouch jab, because it's a true option select. Okay, one more. We have down forward 2. So I know that a lot of people try to duck and launch down forward 2, 3, and she has, so by itself it's actually minus 11, which is back turn, so she can't even parry. So punish, see? But if she does down forward 2, 3, yeah, you can't. I don't think you can jab in between that. So yeah, you get hit. So you can't. So the best option here is just do a generic low, because this is still a punish, and then she has an option where she does a mid as well. With this is launch, by the way. So this move is launch. If you ever find yourself blocking this, obviously Kazumi can't launch it because she's trash. But her hop kick's trash. I want to say she's trash as a character, but yeah, her hop kick's pretty bad. So she can't actually launch this. So she has to do this or this as a punish. So yeah, but if you want to option select it, she can do generic low as well, or crouch jab, because they both work. Oh wait, yeah, and then she has like so stuff like this, and then doing like mashing escape parry. Oh wait, mash and escape parry. So if you find her doing this, generic low also works for this, because you can just do another generic low when she does escape parry. So remember when I said the situation where if you see her do escape parry, just mash down 4. This will always work. So yeah, and then what else? Yeah, so down for 2 by itself, you can also punish this because she can't block low in back turn. So if she does this and turns back around, or if she does, let me turn back around. So if she does this and tries to block low, oh wait, yeah, she can't. Even though it's showing her in neutral, she can't block low at this point. So generic low is really strong in this matchup. Like for real, I tell people use generic low a lot, and they just don't listen to me. I keep trying to tell people anti-Raven, and they don't listen. Obviously I'm sitting here in practice mode, so it's like, okay, cool, like he knows what move is coming and stuff like that, but like generic tools such as generic down forward 1s or generic down forward 4s or generic lows, they really help in this matchup, especially if you use them in the right situation. And those moves are applicable in so many situations as well. So that's what makes those specific moves really powerful against stopping Raven and have flow charts and stuff. And especially because generic low beats power crusher, it would be different if like I told you to just mash crouch jab, because you can just do this, like this loses to wait, yeah, and you can't do anything about this. This just loses. So mashing crouch jab is not a good option, but mashing generic low is, because she can't do anything. So yeah, I think the anti-Raven guide is finished. Actually, I think I've gone through all the sections I want to go through. Strings, Haze, Backturn, neutral, yeah. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask me in the comments, or feel free to hit me up on Twitter or whatever. Just don't be afraid to ask, man, because I'm here to help, and this is what my channel is about. It's about helping people understand Raven, pick up the character if they wanted to, or understand how to beat the character, because I feel like I've kind of done anti-Raven in my how to play guides. I've always, when I've covered like a specific topic, I've always covered how to counter the option, but because it's not plastered with anti-Raven, people don't really see that video as an anti-Raven guide as well. They always just think, oh, this is like a tutorial, so they don't really listen to what I'm saying about anti-Raven. I always say how, if I say like how to do something, so if like with her one grab ulti, if they get up, that's guaranteed. And I covered this in one of my Oki guides, or yeah, so I covered this for sure in one of my guides, and I talked about how to get out of it. So all you need to do is just side roll. Don't hold back, just side roll. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people, that goes over their head because they just think, oh, sick Oki, cool, but they don't listen to how to beat it. So I think this is like a good guide for me to do, just to get it out there, because and I think this is quite in depth. This is going to be quite a long video. My Raven guide itself was, I think, an hour and a half long, but obviously I did timestamp it, so any section where you want to just skip to, you can do that, because I'm going to timestamp it and timestamp pretty much every like scenario, I guess, and you can just look at the description and go to whatever, you know, section you want. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, guys. Peace.